Welcome back to Learn Economia. Here we are actually returning to development economics. In this video, we'll be covering the Human Development Index, its calculation, the concepts, explanation, etc. We'll be discussing both the old method as well as the new method to understand the methodologies, the indicators, etc., which come under the Human Development Index. Okay. So, the Human Development Index is actually a statistic composite index of different indicators. This index actually comprises of life expectancy, education, and per capita income indicators. So, these three different indicators or sub indicators, that is life expectancy, education, and per capita income, these are actually combined together to form a composite index known as the Human Development Index, and this composite index is used to rank countries into different tiers of human development. Especially four tiers are used. Different tiers or four tiers of human development formed so that different countries in the world would be coming in each of these categories or any of these categories. Okay, not each of these categories, any of these categories. Now a country which scores higher HDI when the lifespan is higher, the education level is higher, and the gross national income which is calculated as GNI PPV per capita is higher. Okay, now coming to the development of Human Development Index, the concepts and the methodology itself is measured or developed by a Pakistani economist, Mahbub ul Haq, and this was actually, though this is developed by Mahbub ul Haq, the concept and methodology was further used to measure the country's development by United Nations Development Program. Then the concept came to be known as the Human Development Index for the United Nations Development Program. So the Human Development Report Office has also used the concept which was developed by the Mahbub ul Haq. Okay, now 2010 Human Development Report, it introduces an inequality adjusted human development index. We will also look into that here. So you could see that while the simple HDI remains very useful, very much useful, that itself is very much useful. It says that the HDI is the actual level of human development. By taking into consideration of inequality, the HDI can be viewed as an index of potential human development. That means that the maximum human development index that could be achieved when there is no inequality. Okay, now the index, though it was as I have already told, though it was developed by Mahbub ul Haq, actually it is used by United Nations Development Program as well, and it actually looks into whether the people are able to do and whether these people actually do the desirable things in life. For example, this will take into consideration the shelter, health, work, education, participation, etc. Now, the freedom of choice is considered to be very much central, especially for someone choosing to be hungry. Actually, we know that it's quite different from someone who is actually hungry. Because they cannot afford to buy food. The person who is actually hungry is not able to buy food because the country is in a famine, or the country is in a very much poverty trapped situation. So it's very important to understand the difference between someone who is actually hungry and someone who prefer to be hungry. Okay. Now the Human Development Index actually does not take into account several factors such as the net wealth per capita or the relative quality of goods in a country. So the situation tends to be lower. For example, the ranking of some of the most advanced countries such as G7 countries and others and all, this is different from that of many others, like the countries which is located in the African continent, like like South Africa, then Somalia, etc. Now, if you look into the case of the old development of calculating the Human Development Index, that is, this method was actually used before 2010, and it was only during 2010 the new index was formed. Now, coming to the old index, actually it has taken into consideration different indicators, three different sub-indicators, and they have combined these sub-indicators to form the Human Development Index as a composite index. So let's see what all these three indicators. These were the life expectancy at birth, which was taken as an index of population health and longevity. Then knowledge and education measured by the which is taken, or which is the proxy was taken as the latent literacy rate. And what they have done is that they have combined the primary, secondary and tertiary gross enrollment ratio by giving 1/3 weight to each of this. Now they have also taken the standard of living. They assessed it by taking the logarithm of gross domestic product per capita and purchasing power parity. Now coming to the new method, the difference is that they have made some differences with respect to the sub indicators. Okay, now here as per the new method, what they have taken is that they have gone for a long and healthy life by taking the life expectancy at birth. Then they have gone for the education index. For going for education index, they have taken the mean years of schooling and expected years of schooling. And for standard of living, a decent standard of living is considered by taking the GNI per capita, PPP international dollars. I mean in terms of PPP international dollars. Now the HDI, it was actually created to emphasize that people and their capabilities should be ultimate criteria. This should be considered to be the ultimate criteria for assessing the development of a country, and not the economic growth alone. So in the very initial stage itself, we have to understand the difference between growth and development. Growth basically look into the increase in GDP only, but when you go for development, it actually includes growth plus many other changes, so structural changes in the economy. It will take into consideration the standard of living of its people, the extent of inequality in the nation, etc. So here what the HDI looks into is that it says that it's very important to focus upon development of a country rather than focusing upon growth alone. So it's very important to focus, or it's very important to give importance to development aspects of a country. That is the main argument of Human Development Index. So the Human Development Index is used to question the national policy choices, because it's asked how two countries with the same level of per capita income or GNI end up with the different human development outcomes. This is possible, no? We can see that there are different countries which actually have this almost the same GNI per capita or almost the same GDP and all, but there are possibilities for these countries to differ in terms of human development outcomes, and these contrasts can stimulate a debate about the government policy priorities, because it could be the differences in the government policies that would lead to the differences in the human development in outcomes, even though there exists a similarity in the GNI per capita of both the countries. Okay, so the Human Development Index is considered to be a summary measure of the average achievement in key dimensions of human development, that is healthy life, knowledge and also standard of living. Now it's considered to be the geometric mean of normalized indices for all these three dimensions. The health dimension is assessed by life expectancy at birth, education, mean years of schooling for adults aged 25 years and more, and expected years of schooling for children of school entering age. Now standard of living dimension is measured by the gross national income per capita. We have already discussed these things, and GNI actually uses the logarithm of income to reflect the diminishing importance of income with increasing GNI. And the scores of the three Human Development Index dimension indices are actually then aggregated into to form a composite index using geometric mean method. This Human Development Index actually it is considered to be a simplified method because it simplifies and captures only that part of human development which look into only these three aspects of human development, or human development indicators. So we can say that it doesn't actually reflect upon inequalities, poverty, human security, empowerment, etc. So as a result, what we could see that the 2010, after 2010, it could be the Human Development Index which was formed, or which was actually refreshed, or after 2010 what you could see is the refreshed Human Development Index by incorporating many changes, or by adjusting for inequality and all. So we could see that a fuller picture of a country's human development actually requires analysis of many other indicators as well, rather than just looking into the education, health and standard of living. So here you could see that this is actually the summary of the three sub indicators which we have taken into consideration in order to develop a composite index known as Human Development Index. The first one is a long and healthy life. For that we have taken the life expectancy at birth, which is measured by taking into consideration the life expectancy index. Now knowledge actually look into the expected years of schooling and mean years of schooling, which is known as the education index, and for standard of living the GNI per capita is taken into consideration. So, these three things are taken into consideration, and each of these components is normalized between a scale of 0 and 1, and then geometric means of the component is calculated, and the health aspect is measured by life expectancy at birth, then normalized so that this component equals 0 when life expectancy is 20 and equals 1 when it is 85. Okay, now coming to the education, it is measured in two levels. We have already seen that mean years of schooling and expected years of schooling, and both of these are taken separately, and these are taken separately. These are actually normalized separately so that the mean years of schooling equals 1. Then 18 years of expected schooling equals 1, and simple mean of 2 is calculated. Okay, the metric here which is chosen to represent the standard of living is GNI per capita, which is used as a common metric to reflect the average income, and the standard of living is also normalized between 0 and 1. The final Human Development Index is a score which is the geometric mean of all the three components. Okay, so that's all. Please like, share and subscribe this channel for more videos. Thank you for watching.